Here's everything new in the new October 31st patch in Overwatch. The Seraphim X Overwatch 2 limited time event, everybody knows about this. There's a new game mode coming in, 3v3 capture the flag. You can play as D.Va, Kiriko, Tracer, Brig, and Sombra. Also, you can earn a free Junkrat skin. And everything starts on Wednesday, November 1st. Everybody knows this. What I really like is the endorsement update. Endorsement level decay has been reworked to be more forgiving in some circumstances. So if you like lag out and stuff, if one maybe they attack you immediately, something like that. If you join back, it won't decrease. The endorsement level decays slightly whenever you finish a match, but that decay is now reduced by the percentage of players who could not have endorsed you. Okay, so the player is your friend. Okay, so if you have like let's say a full squad of friends, you're scrimming, and obviously they can endorse you. They're on your friend list, or they have already done it. That means you will not be getting any decay on your endorsement, or maybe it's just a really tiny bit, which is kind of cool because I really wonder from time to time how people who are really bad at the game, when I look at the endorsement, they're like level 5. That happened to me today. Challenges. Added legendary, mythic, and ultimate player title challenges to each hero's progression challenges. So this is basically just an update for the what's it called? Really serious players of this game. That's for them. Progression. Victory pose now shows you progression level instead of the hero level. This is basically just flexing when you win. Social features. The default option for match text chat is now set to off, previously set to on for new players. This can be changed in the social option. Nobody cares about this stuff. Hero updates. D.Va. The developer comment. The added projectile speed to micro missiles helps improve their consistency at medium range, while the decreased movement speed penalty on fusion cannons enables D.Va to stick closer to mobile targets, making her more of a threat when diving into the enemy team. She didn't need this. She did not need this. Fusion cannons. Movement speed penalty reduced from 40 to 30. No. She's basically just gonna chase you around while shooting. That's gonna be really annoying. Micro missiles projectile speed increased from 40 to 50. No, she can basically melt you down in a couple of seconds now. Even actually, that's what you could have done already. Now she can do it even faster. Doomfist. Developer comments. This change will give you the stun player more opportunities to react to Doomfist following a wall stun. Thing is, Doomfist players are already suffering. Not just because he already switched to tank, that has been a bad thing. Him alone, unless you are really good with Doom, I don't think it's gonna work. Especially this change. Minimum rocket punch. That's all. Minimum wall stun duration decreased from 0.25 to 0.15 seconds. That's the minimum. So it depends on the speed of the punch. Maximum wall stun duration decreased from 0.75 to 0.6. Like, I would understand the minimum one, okay? If you punch them slightly and they hit a wall, yeah, that's not gonna budge anybody. But the maximum one should have been just left alone. That was a mediocre change. Winston. Developer comment. Increasing the range of the alternative fire will give Winston some more flexibility in positioning while dealing damage from a range. Tesla cannon. Secondary fire range increased from 30 to 40 meters. See, the thing about Winston, just today I had a Winston who was an actual demon, just not sparing any supports or any DPS, just killing us, or at least killing one that running back to his team. I think this will not be that much useful, but we're gonna have to see how Winston plays out now. DPS, Basher. No developer comments? Okay. Configuration Assault. Cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds. Weapon spread increased from 10%. That's a decent nerf. He was definitely in need of it. But he needs a buff on his main gun. Just because the Florida players right now are still roaming around from long distances, like in Coliseum or Coliseo. You're just shooting it from a long distance and Bastion not being able to do anything, and you cannot play Widow because you're basically with double tapped. So Bastion needed this nerf and needed a secondary a buff on to like balance. This is gonna make Bastion kind of bad now. His damage is still gonna be good, but it's gonna be different. Cassidy, Magnetic Grenade. Cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds. I guess that's needed. I don't really think so. I think it was fine just the way he is. But it's definitely gonna make it easier to track it. May. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Developer comments. With some of the recent changes, May is now slightly overpowering. Her improved primary fire damage output is so good for her role. So rather than adjust that further, we're instead targeting the more common frustrating crowd control aspect of a slowing effect. Slow effect decreased from 40 to 30. Genji players are happy, unless they nerfed them. That's all I have to say. This was very needed. Sombra. Ultimate cost decreased by 10%. See, people have already been hating on the new Sombra just because, you know, the virus is actually really having her get eliminations, especially on supports. But this will make her really, really extra valuable in team fights. Like, if you get like 3 kills, maybe some damage on the tank, wouldn't that get you close to getting it? So this is gonna be something special. Developer comments with Symmetra recently gaining more lethality in her long-range secondary fire, she's no longer reliant on playing at close range. So we're reverting her total health back to 200. I think that's good because I played Symmetra today, and I kid you not, I could kill a Sigma that was landing every single one of his gravity balls, and I still did more damage than him. Okay, I'm DPS, but he's tank. He even had, I think, once a mercy heal, and I still did it. Like, I won that fight against a Sigma with being pocketed by mercy. So yeah, this was needed. This was very needed. Widowmaker. Developer comments. Recon Visor has taken a long time to charge on average relative to other ultimate abilities, so we're reducing the cost. Widowmaker is also at a more severe disadvantage against Sombra with the recent rework. These changes will add more counterplay. Unscoped shots to reach maximum spread increased from 3 to 7. Oh, okay. So she can shoot more bullets with no bloom until she reaches 7 bullets, and then she gets bloom. That's a really good buff. Infra Sight. Ultimate cost reduced by 10%. See, any good Widowmaker player who hits headshots and can kill like your supports and DPS kinda always already have it, just needs to wait for a good time to use it. Which I believe this ultimate buff is so unnecessary. But welcome. But it's always been welcome. Support for Honor. Cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds on her biotic grenade. This was needed. Unlike the Cassidy grenade, this was definitely needed because this one can prevent many things like Hog heal, healing himself, any other support trying to heal anybody. Even the what's it called? The passive support heal would not work because of the grenade effect. This is very good, and I wish it was 13 seconds. Just punish it. At least. Immortality field. Health decreased from 150 to 125. Cooldown increased from 23 to 25. This will make players very mad because the lamp, honestly, I feel like it would be very easy for me to break it playing almost any character. Maybe not Widow, you have to charge it, but no, actually not even Widow. Maybe Life Weaver. Other than that, I don't think of any other hero that might have a problem breaking it from long or close distance. But the cooldown is already punishing enough if you misplace your lamp once. Like pre-fight, after fight, there's a widow, stuff like that, and ultimate. But 25 seconds now? You're gonna have to really be good with the mortality field to make it worth it. Other than that, you're gonna be under a lot of negative comments in the chat. Or if you're unlucky, the voice chat. Ilari. Developer comments. Ilari's overall damage output throughout the match is too high, so we're reducing how consistent her solar rifle damage is to apply. Her weapon has some other disadvantage such as needing to charge up and reduces critical damage multiplier. But we'll evaluate how much of an effect this change has in combination with the reduced healing pylon uptime. Alright, primary fire projectile size reduced from 0.1 to 0.05 meters. So her shot is just smaller but does the same damage. I guess that's a nerf because it's gonna be a tiny bit harder to land headshots. Healing pylon. Base health reduced from 75 to 50. Total 100 HP. So 50 health, 50 armor. Cooldown. When destroyed increased from 12 to 15 seconds. That one is actually good because after you break the pylon, the tank gets low. She usually already has like 3 seconds left to place another pylon. This will make it into like she has to wait 5 or 6 seconds if the tank needs it and stuff. She's gonna empty out her healing and stuff, and by the time that happens, Reinhardt could have had the opportunity to like rush in and stuff. I said stuff a lot. That. Kiriko, protection suits. Cooldown increased from 14 to 15 seconds. I don't know. I mean, suits is a great skill, but 15 seconds for it? I mean, it doesn't do healing anymore, not even a tiny bit of boost. I think that one was not necessary. I think this was just like to add an extra tab in here. Lifeweaver. Developer comments. Lifeweaver's total healing over a match is significantly higher than any other hero, so to help bring it more in line, we're making some adjustment to its primary healing blossom. Ammo reduced from 20 to 16. Maximum healing reduced from 75 to 70. It's gonna be very annoying for tanks, but it's gonna be a little bit better. I'm actually not even better, just kind of the same for DPS players, and if you, for some reason, you have to heal the other support. Life grip. Cooldown increased from 16 to 19 seconds. Huh. Like, I can already say this. Even on 16 seconds, I feel like I am frequently in need to life grip at least a DPS or a tank, or maybe save the other support if they were getting rushed. But the thing is, I almost never have it because the team always constantly gets low, even when I used to do 75 healing. So the life grip, I can almost guarantee is gonna get a buff again next season. It's gonna go for like 17 seconds. Zenyatta. Ooh. Developer comments, the goal of these changes is to add more counterplay against Discord Orb and encourage Zenyatta players to think more about who to place it on. Now, if the effect ends for any reason, the target is temporarily unable to be targeted again by Discord Orb. A new soft targeting vertical appears when aiming towards an enemy player that cannot be affected by Discord Orb to display the remaining duration before it can be reapplied. This is a significant change to both how the ability feels to use and how clear it is to understand. So we will be keeping a close eye on player feedback. I think this is good. It allows you to do more plays against Zenyatta if you like Reinhardt. Just hide behind a wall for a second, then go in if you have your healers and DPS with you. He's not going to be able to put the Discord on you, but they didn't say how long yet in the thing. It's going to allow for you to be able to rush a little bit more on Zenyatta. Harmony Orb. Time to wear off Night and Line of Sight increased from 3 to 5. That's a really good buff. Orb of Discord can no longer be for 7 seconds. Oh, this is definitely gonna give you the ability to do some plays while you cannot be Discord Orb. So he's gonna have to put it on like your main damage DPS or maybe the best healer you have. Range increased from 30 to 40 meters. Alright, that's good, I guess. Here, custom control updates. That doesn't matter. Tank. Yeah, nobody. Unless their main players care for these, but I really personally wouldn't, pay attention to this. What is this? Rework Rumble. Rumble updates. This just makes no sense. Not that like no sense. Just this is so unnecessary and unneeded to read. Just Rumble, like a controller, vibration and stuff. So this is trigger feedback. So my controller is gonna start fighting me back whenever I try to heal. Bug fixes, audio, hearing mastery. This is stuff that not a lot of people care for. Yeah, that's basically all that matters. So, hope I was clear enough in this, and have fun in the new patch.